Memoirs of a Victorian Fugitive. My time working covertly at the agency of Inspector Murder had been life-changing. One learns not to shoulder the consequences of criminal acts, but each of us has their limitations. As this account of my crimes reaches its conclusion, I shall share the truth of what came to pass on the night the inspector's story came to an end.
Unbound Theatre presents Inspector Murder Inspects, created by Dario Knight and Gareth Johnson. Episode 6, An Assassin. There you are. Is it done? Have you been crying?
Some of us don't have a scientific sense of detachment.
Christ, you don't mean you actually fell.
Are the other two here?
Still want to come. Then we can scarper. What happened?
You first. Where did you leave the body?
Well... I'm sorry. Damn it!
20 years with the yard. I know how to dodge a bullet.
Don't delay the inevitable.
Careful. You sever one of the Bunsen's gas pipes. Potent stuff. Shoot again and you'll ignite the lot.
Fine. Dissection it is. Come out from behind that bench. What are you doing?
It's in here somewhere. Aha!
Another of your useless trinkets.
I invented this the day we met. It's an extendo arm.
Well, how the hell does that work?
All done with levers. Allow me to demonstrate. So long, Edwin. I'll take my useless gadgets with me.
You missed.
We ducked. He's light on his feet too. Got away before I could catch up with him.
You'll need to run a damn sight faster when the boss finds out.
So what happened with yours?
Who else is here?
Just Russell. He's in the office. Come on then, how did...
Keep it down, will you? Some of us are trying to get some shut-eye.
What happened to your arm?
It's his shoulder. I had to patch him up when he got back.
You mean...
I'm sorry. Ah!
I'm not.
Damn it! You devious little...
What you gob, slippery bollocks?
Why've you got a gun?
I knew there was something dodgy about you, other than the obvious. So I thought I'd take precautions.
I can't move my arm.
Shame. Allow me to give you a hand.
I say, steady on. Now's not the time. My, you've got a firm grasp. Oh, whilst you're there, Hey, that's my wallet.
Yep, I'll be taking your half of the poker winnings as well. Oh, and this. See ya, Teddy boy.
What a woman.
Why didn't you check she was armed?
I'd have gotten a better glimpse of everything she was hiding if that blasted fiddle player hadn't turned up.
Fiddle player?
Our employer's quaint way of saying it was time to take action. It was the tune. I presume you got it too?
In a manner of speaking.
He certainly picked his moment. 20 minutes later, and at least I'd have got a good time out of her before doing the dirty deed. The other dirty deed. What?
20 minutes, my foot.
Are you making an insinuation?
Of course not.
Packet him, both of you. Where's the fourth? Who was dealing with the inspector?
I was never made privy to that little fact.
Me neither. But I hope he's had better luck than us.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, Inspector. I came as quickly as I could.
Almost not quickly enough, Davies. I was beginning to think Watkins had been waylaid.
Bit of a hold-up with your Miss Norder. I fear she's got the wrong end of the stick. Truth be told, I'm none too sure of what's been going on myself.
I'll explain back at the yard. We need to get Cornelius to a hospital.
Brother mine,
What?
I told you in Penzance. Told you to flee. Listen to me now. Just run.
Not until I find that bastard Travers.
Travers?
To the hospital, then to the yard.
You still haven't said what happened to you and Miss Norder.
Yes, your turn.
Who could that be?
Someone pretty quick off the mark. It's only just been installed. Who'd have the number?
Hello? Good evening, sir. It's him.
Shit.
Yes, Mr. Russell and Miss Vaughan are here too. No, I'm afraid Dr. Vercluse and the housekeeper eluded us. We've not heard from the inspector. I'm not sure about her. Yes, of course. You'll have to tell us now. He wants to speak to you.
Hello?
Now then, Miss Bourne, I do hope you have better news than the good doctor. Where's Miss Norda?
I'm sorry. Oh, that bloody music. Why now?
That tune was in the music box Travers Steve Justice sent to the inspector last year after the buckshot case. I take it was Travers who sent you too.
I never knew his name. He sent me letters out of the blue, threatening all sorts of things. He knew everything about me. Said he'd make it all go away if I...
Got rid of me first.
It was just a job. I didn't think we'd...
Just a job?
No, I swear it. The moment I first saw you, I knew I couldn't go through with it.
The assassin on the rooftop? You knew he'd be there?
Part of the cover story. I was to lure you outside so that he could take the shot. Then everyone would think it was an accident and it'd be done. But I never wanted it to. I was so glad when he missed.
That's good of you.
Laura, please.
And the post office. When the inspector tried to read out the details from the newspaper, you threw it on the fire. I see now. Because the report would have failed to mention anything about an employee named Adelaide Fawn.
I was meant to have been gone by then, before the robbers could blow my cover. But I had to stay. I had to be with you.
And what now? How much of what's followed has been lies?
None of it. Not one word. You need to run.
Why? Gonna try again, are you?
Of course not. He'll be here soon. He'll know. He always knows. So run. Run, for God's sake, run!
Bye, Adelaide.
Laura, I'm so sorry.
Don't you dare.
I pulled the gun, but then there was a knock at the door. It was only a split second, but she got the better of me.
That's an understatement.
You mean she got away as well?
Yes.
Mother of divine God. You three. I mean, it's so ludicrous. It's funny. Hilarious. I'd fear my sides would split. If I wasn't going to split yours first.
Boss, please. I know this isn't ideal, but we've got them on the back foot now. We can try again.
No. Stay where you are. I'll send someone to pick you up before the police start snooping round. If the last sorry member of your clan turns up, tell him to stay put too. As for the inspector and his little friends, I've still got plans for them.
So then, what's the plan?
There isn't one. We're to wait here to be picked up.
Picked off, more like.
You mean?
We failed him. Twice. You think he'll just rap us on the knuckles and let us go? Knuckles is about all that'll be left of us by the time he's through. Oh, and to think that Welsh bitch nearly bit the dust of the distillery before you all came blundering in.
Blundering? We saved your ass. You weren't even supposed to be there.
I wasn't expecting Aitchison to kidnap me as well, was I?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have cheated him at poker quite so often. Or maybe you should have done a proper check on him to find out about the watered-down whiskey before suggesting he drowned her in it. Did you get anything right?
I kept you and Vaucluse away from the right barrel long enough. And what about you? You made a total mess of your little job, didn't you? All the poxy theatrics with Lumsden pretending he'd knocked you out.
I was going to jump Vaucluse when Lumsden left. I didn't expect the old fool to shoot the bloody slicer before he went, did I? Or for that bumbling oaf to run off after him.
We all made mistakes.
Vaucluse nearly spotted one of mine earlier on. I forgot to wash the fake blood out of the damn carpet. Still bright red even now. Wouldn't fool anyone.
Scarcely matters now, does it? We're finished.
Do you reckon? I wouldn't say so. Not yet.
It's a bit late to be raising a search party, but I'll do what I can. Feel free to wait in my office.
Hurry, Davies. If anything's happened to Laura, Luke or Constance, I'll never forgive myself. Good Lord!
Inspector,
Laura! Thank the heavens! Are you all right?
That can wait. I've got some news.
I'd wager I know it already. Adelaide.
Yes. I've been so stupid.
Oh, Laura, come here. You've done nothing wrong. They've played all of us. Did she tell you who sent her?
I guessed it. Travers.
Edwin and Teddy too, I'm afraid. And Cornelius.
It all makes such cruel sense now. She could pick locks. She tried to stop you reading up about the post office robbery. She was hiding in plain sight.
There'll be time to rake over all that. But now we must find Luke and Constance. Any ideas where they might be?
Luke and Edwin were headed back to the new lab. I'm not sure about Constance and Teddy. Why has he done this, Inspector? Why go to such lengths?
Well, humiliation, Laura. Yeah, deceive, divide and conquer. We'll get him back for it. I'll give you my word.
I've gathered as many as I can, but Miss Norder...
Detective Davies, I owe you an apology. I completely...
No need for all that. If I were in your shoes, I'd come to much the same conclusion. Now then, your brother's been patched up, Inspector. He's in the cells awaiting transfer to a hospital.
Are you sure that's wise?
Considering what he's put us through, I'm tempted to let him suffer. But even so...
No, I mean putting him in the cells. After what happened to Aitchison and the others.
Yes, I'd forgotten about that. Curious, isn't it?
More of Travers' handiwork.
Undoubtedly. Yeah, he needed to silence anyone who would blow his agent's alibis. But who's carrying out his orders?
Given he's blackmailing all and sundry, it could be anyone.
Not anyone. Someone on the inside. Hurry! Where's Cornelius?
Cell 4. Norton!
Grab him!
Get off.
Come here.
Shut the door, Laura, in case he bolts.
No, you have to let me finish the job. He'll kill me otherwise.
Why? Who else has he got strung up like a puppet? How many more spineless lackeys has he got on the inside? Well?
He swore me to silence.
Cornelius?
I'm sorry, brother mine. Not a word. He'll have my tongue. Even you can't protect me from him.
We're wasting time. We need to find Luke and Constance.
I can save you time on the former.
Luke!
You're safe.
I take it you both had a bit of a rough night as well, then?
Yes, how did you get away?
Evasive manoeuvres with a bit of help from one of my old knickknacks. Managed to swipe a box of them before fleeing the lab too. Where's Constance?
No idea, though I can't imagine she won't have put up a fight. You remember when that chap tried to rob her?
They never did find all of his fingers.
That's because she uses them as toothpicks.
I'll get the men out on the streets looking for her.
Makes a change from the other way round.
In the meantime, we need to find Travers.
How if these two won't talk?
I think me and my box of tricks might be able to help there.
Where's the girl?
Won't leave the agency.
Fool.
All right, cabby, away you go.
We've made a total pigs here of this, haven't we?
Doesn't matter. I know a few blokes down at the docks. They'll get us out of the country and we can start up on the continent.
Together?
Well, yeah. Is that a problem?
No. Not at all.
You fancy your chances on your own, do you?
I'm very grateful for the assistance with the escape, old chap. But still, we don't have to be joined at the hip, do we?
Charming.
I don't mean anything by it, except, well, you've not been the most astute of customers, have you? Allowing the scientist to do a runner.
You let the housekeeper shoot first.
And how would you fancy your chances with her, exactly? Better than mine? She's a maniac. I once saw her maim a squirrel.
Well...
Once she'd finished, she made it a little walking stick out of matches.
Oh, well, at least that shows that she...
Then she mugged it, took the cane and demanded its nuts as protection money.
By nuts, you mean...
Somewhere in the great wide yonder, there's a squirrel choir with an extra soprano. Why have we stopped? Can't be at the river already.
Some sort of alleyway. Cabby, what's going on?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, hell. That voice.
Good evening, sir. We were just...
Going on a midnight jaunt across the channel? That won't be far enough to escape my little network. Trust me. You two will be going to ground, all right. Or rather, a good 6 feet under it.
Truly, sir, we can finish the job if you'll just...
Oh, save your breath. You'll be needing it where you're going. Don't you worry about our wee plan. I always have a contingency. The inspector and his little troop aren't safe yet. My assets know where to send them next. And in the meantime, I can have my fun with the two of you.
No, please.
Can't we cut a deal?
Cut a deal? oh, very witty.
Yes. Laugh. You see, you can't break up a happy team like this, surely. Everyone needs a little laughter now and again.
Of course. I can't be without those smiles of yours, can I? I'll just have to take them with me.
No!
No!
I thought your lie detector blew up.
Edwin helped me to rebuild it. Now hoping it'll help us catch him.
Right then, Norton. Where's Travers?
Who else is working for him?
How do we make him talk?
You can't.
Bugger, that was the truth.
Damn it. We need something to persuade him.
Or scare him.
Where's the little shit that tried to have me killed?
If it weren't for the overwhelming evidence to the contrary, I'd say she was heaven sent.
Constance! Oh, it seems Travers's little schemes have come to naught. Oh, look at you all. Safe and sound, my team.
Who's the prick in the chair?
Head honcho of the yard.
He may be able to lead us to the man who ordered our assassinations, but he's not talking.
I don't suppose you might be able to help persuade... Ah!
Where's the snivelling little fuckadoodle you work for?
I can't say.
Tell me, or I'll rip your bollocks off and shove one up each nostril. You'll be sneezing spunk till Christmas.
Oh, please don't make me.
Yes or no? Is he in London?
I.
Fetch me the blunt scissors.
Yes.
North or south of the river?
Right, whip his cacks off.
North.
I've had no luck with the... What the hell's going on in here?
Whereabouts?
Why has he got no trousers on?
Westminster? Camden?
Stop! I know where he is.
Bloody spoil sport.
Will one of you explain all of this?
Travers. He's hiding somewhere in London, and I've worked it out. The assassin who shot at me on the roof of the agency, we thought he'd come for Adelaide, but really they were working together.
How come she didn't keep you up there long enough to finish the job then?
I think she lost her nerve. That doesn't matter. He was on another rooftop in Leander Close, the one with the half-collapsed chimney.
I thought that place was derelict.
The perfect hideout. Yeah, somewhere nobody's likely to disturb, and so close to the agency, it was almost a taunt. Well, I'm on to him now.
I'm coming with you.
And me.
I'll bring the scissors.
No, I'm going alone.
But...
I failed to protect you all once. I won't do it again. Davies, get this lot to my agency and put as many guards as you can muster outside. I'll be back soon.
Of course.
Detective, this isn't right.
All the same, I'm afraid I can't.
I was with the inspector at the start of all this Travers business, back in the old days. I must be with him at the end of it.
Very well.
Be careful, Luke.
Don't worry, I'll keep him safe.
Before we go, any chance of giving us 2 more minutes alone with this nonce?
I don't think that's wise.
Travers, I know this is your little bolt hole. Where are you? Oh, bloody dark in here. There must be a light switch somewhere. Come on, you little... Whoa! Stop there! What are you doing? Travers? Where are you? I can't see.
Good evening, Inspector.
Now listen here,
What was that, my good fellow? You dropped off at the end there.
Who left the lights on?
Should I unmuzzle her now, miss?
No, I'd keep that on a while longer. In fact, best leave her tied to the trolley as well, so she can't make a run for it. Do you need help getting her up the stairs?
I'll manage.
It's for your own good. Even you're not safe whilst Travers is at large. Her room's at the end of the landing.
Right you are.
I need a drink. There must be some brandy in the office, provided she's not already next to the... Oh no. Not you, not now.
Laura, I need to explain.
Cabby! Cabby! Thank you. Much obliged. Excuse me, I hailed this one first. I'm not one for rudeness, but it's imperative I get this cab. I'm on the hunt for a very dangerous man.
I know you are, and so does he. That's why he sent me. He never forgets who owes him a favour.
Miss Lillard?
Get in the cab, Doctor.
My word, your hands are cold.
Sid, ready to go?
Right you are. You know, this reminds me of Ride into Terror at the Windsor Theatre. Rave reviews. The Evening Standard said I stood out most pointedly.
Give it a rest, Sid. Just drive.
Oh, that was quite the right hook. Yeah, worthy of Constance, that one. What? Ah, yeah, your rope tying skills aren't too dissimilar either. Travers, where are you? Only cowards hide in the dark. Turn the lights on.
I prefer to keep my anonymity, Inspector. Though I'm flattered by the comparison to your housekeeper. She really is quite the enterprising criminal.
That warehouse full of press cuttings and photographs. You've been following us.
But of course, I must congratulate you on your choice of colleagues, Inspector. Your team have made for most entertaining viewership these past 2 years. You've done great things. And some fairly moronic ones as well.
You mean you heard what happened on the train?
Oh, yes.
And on the ship?
Of course.
The hot air balloon?
So many missteps, though I suppose a fair few of them ended successfully. Almost makes up for your past misdemeanours, don't you think?
Why all this business with Adelaide, Edwin and Teddy?
Did you like their names? Clever, no?
Where did you find them? More blackmail?
When you've been in the business as long as I have, you've no end of assets at your disposal. The scientist and the trickster were wanted for all manner of indiscretions. I offered to wipe their slate clean if they lent me their services.
And Adelaide?
Not all crimes are theft and murder, are they? I'm surprised you risked your reputation by supporting her and Miss Norda's little affection.
Crime is the exploitation of vulnerability, Travers. Love is the celebration of it. And the law is meant to protect it.
Oh, you should embroider that on a cushion.
I understand wanting to divide and conquer, but why not just send them all to target me? I'm the one you want dead.
But all too difficult to isolate, so as no one could witness the deed. Hence why my little puppets kept failing to carry out their orders. The four of you were always so close. But if I could get the others out of the way, why then all that's left is you, me, and our unfinished business.
Laura.
If you say I'm sorry once more, I'll go and untie Constance and lock you in the room with her.
I had a plan.
I know you did. The same one as Edwin and Teddy and the inspector's brother.
No, at the house. I was trying to save you.
You pointed a gun at me.
I missed on purpose. Do you really think I could... Laura, please, you can't think that of me.
Why fire at all?
After a while, when none of us had managed to carry out our orders, we started getting letters, warnings that we were being watched, and that if we didn't finish the job soon, he'd finish us. After that gunman turned up outside the house this morning, I knew it wasn't an empty threat. So when the sheet music came...
What is that tune?
I don't know. When he recruited me, he locked me in a cellar, playing it over and over again on a phonogram, until I screamed for it to stop. The next time you hear that tune, you'll know it's your last chance, he said. So when you played it, I knew he'd have had someone watching the house, probably whoever delivered the music. If they didn't hear a shot, they'd get suspicious. So I fired. We were supposed to escape together, run away, properly away. I thought maybe if you disappeared, he'd think the job was done, and then we'd still be together. We still can be.
No.
I swear to you, Laura, I never lied about how I felt. All this time, I've meant every word of what you mean to me. All those midnight walks when no one could bother us. All those dinners and conversations and picnics and all those nights. Those nights. None of that was a lie.
I know it wasn't. That's why I can't bear to look at you. Because I thought after all these years, my whole life, I'd finally found All you had to do was tell me, or the inspector, either of us, and we'd have helped you.
I know that now.
Hindsight doesn't justify anything. You knew Edwin and Teddy were in on it as well.
Yes, he said there'd be others.
3 against 4, you could have pooled your resources.
It had to be one by one. Those were the orders. He wanted it to hurt. Said the inspector had to suffer. So, what happens now?
You leave.
But
Whatever I meant to you, you still lied. You might have always planned to miss me. But what did you do to protect Luke, or Constance, or the inspector? You'd sacrifice them for me.
yes,
Then I have nothing to say to you.
I'm sorry. I won't forget you. What?
Open the door.
Who?
The guard, concussed.
He's come for me. Oh, God.
Run out the back.
You're staying put, girlie.
Waplington.
Time to pick up where we left off.
This is taking forever. Sid, will you get the bloody horses moving?
Miss Lillard, Miss de Havilland, I should say. It's a pleasure to meet you properly at last. Really it is. I saw you in the Follies of Lady Fortescue 6 times. But all the same, I must insist you cease this kidnapping.
Can't. He'll have Sid and me strung up from a lamppost if we don't do as we're told.
Yes. Travers, listen, I know he's a bit of a daunting chap, but I promise you, if you let me go, I know people who can help you get away from him.
No deal.
What's he told you to do with me?
He wants you at the bottom of the Thames before dawn. Told us where we could find an abandoned fishing boat with an anchor to spare.
I see. Well, in that case, I suppose I'll just have to... Sorry. Do you mind if I use this?
What is it?
Oh, a little concoction I brewed up to soothe the vocal cords. An actor's best friend. Let me show you.
What the... What is that?
Oh, don't worry. It'll wear off momentarily. Now then. Good evening, Mr. Braithwaite.
What are you doing up here?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to do as I say.
Ha! You're not the first to try giving me direction. I was once in a production of Dick Knows Best at the Southampton Hippodrome. Rave reviews. The Evening Herald said my characterisation was unforgettably noticeable. And then there was... Oh, good Lord! Now, that's the stuff. Ooh.
Sorry, Mr. Braithwaite. Now then, how does one drive a carriage?
Nice place you got here, girlie. You lot do surprisingly well, considering what a shambles your gaffer is.
You're the one behind that smuggling ring at London Zoo.
You're meant to be in prison.
Our mutual acquaintance, Mr. O'Justice, put pay to that. He framed up Schultz for the entire thing and got me off with not so much as a warning.
Schultz? Your assistant? Who the hell would believe he could set up something like that?
Oh, Mr. O'Justice was very persuasive. Managed to keep it out of the papers too, so that your lot wouldn't find out. He's got friends in very high places.
More blackmail.
None of my business, love. I'm just repaying a favour. Now then, you can go second. Little Miss Laura's first.
No.
You what?
I said no.
I don't really think it's your choice, sweetheart.
You're not the first person to point a gun at me, Mr. Waplington. Not even the first today. There's not always a gun, is it? Nor a knife, not even a fist. Could just be a look. A dozen looks in the space of a day. Or a dozen words like girly and love and sweetheart. And I will not tolerate it. I will never tolerate it. For myself or for anyone else, least of all here. Not in this building. You're right. We do well for ourselves. More than that, we do well for others. Everyone cowering before those guns and those looks and those words. And we do it together. Nobody gets to touch that. No one. You can bully Schultz into a prison cell, but you'll fail with us. We are the line in the sand that people like you will never get to cross. So I'm telling you, no. Because I can walk alone without looking over my shoulder in fear. I can stare down those looks, and I can unravel every last one of those words until they're just breath on the wind. Nobody threatens me and my friends. Nobody stops us from protecting people, and nobody lies to me.
Laura.
Who won't be out for long. Run.
What?
We'll deal with Travers. He won't come for you after tonight. So get out of here and start again somewhere else before Davies and the rest of the yard show up.
What about... I love you.
Goodbye, Adelaide. Whatever road you find yourself on, I hope it rises to meet you. I really do.
Goodbye.
Did you ever tell them, Inspector? That little gang of yours. Did you tell them why you left Scotland Yard to start up your little agency? Why you had to leave?
It's not their concern.
The scientist knew, of course. He was there at the time. But the others? The resourceful Miss Norda and the bracing Miss Reveillance? Didn't they deserve to know who they were working for? You know, before they died.
They're not dead. You failed.
You think I only had the one scheme to get rid of them? A little lesson for you, Inspector. I always have a backup plan.
They escaped once, and they'll do it again.
Oh, I hope so.
And then they'll... What?
I'm counting on it. If they do, it'll give me the perfect excuse to prune a few of the more incompetent assassins from my little criminal collection. And, of course, if they don't escape, then there's no harm done. Not to me, at any rate.
They know where I am. Yeah, they'll come looking for me.
Even better. Then you can all be reunited.
A moment ago, your grand plan was to keep us apart.
Nobody gets anywhere in my vocation if they're unwilling to change their plans. No. Given tonight's little drama, a joyful reunion is just the ticket. It'll give you all a chance to clear the air and blow away the cobwebs. I'll leave you to see which way it all pans out, if it's all the same. I've business elsewhere, and I do so hate a crowded house.
You're just going to leave me here after all this?
I told you, Inspector. I always have a backup plan. Mark my words, you'll be gone before the sun rises. And our mutual acquaintance, Mr. Kennington, will at last have been avenged.
Avenged? Don't you dare! It was you!
So long, Inspector. It's been a pleasure having this little chinwag. But alas, we'll not meet again. Oh, one word of advice before I go. Beware the chimes at midnight. So long.
No offence, Dobbin, but the sooner the Industrial Revolution gets round to carriages, the better. Laura, why aren't you at the agency?
I'll explain later. We need to help the inspector. What the hell is that?
Some sort of grappling hook caught on the railings.
Get your asses incoming!
Duck!
Evening?
I knew the straps wouldn't hold her. Did you just zip line from the agency?
Told you I lighted up on the roof. Easy escape route if the door's blocked.
You've unblocked this one smartly enough.
Hello? Who's there?
Quickly, inside. Inspector.
Laura! Oh, I knew I could count on you. Are the others with you?
We're here.
Where's the light switch? I can't see a pissing thing. Well, fuck me with a fish fork.
It's you!
Of course it is. Hello, all. No need to be so shocked. Travers was here and he tied me up. You couldn't give us a hand, could you?
I rather think they were referring to me, Inspector.
Hold on. That sounds like Beresford. Where are you?
He's sitting behind you, look.
What the... have you been there the whole time?
Seems like hours.
Why didn't you say anything?
That Irish friend of yours said he'd give me £50 to keep stum and hold tight to this little gizmo.
Is that...
A bomb!
Someone untie me! Bloody Travers, I see what he meant about blowing away the cobwebs. I thought ticking was a clock.
Freddie, didn't you think it was a bit suspect being asked to sit in a room while one man tied another to a chair?
Not in my social circles.
Free at last. Thank you, Laura. Luke, can you defuse the explosive?
Let me see that, Mr. Beresford.
The Irishman said I wasn't to let go of it. He said he'd kill me if I did.
Whereas holding on to the dirty great bomb will do you the world of good. Wazzock.
Oh, yes. Hadn't thought of that. Here you are.
The time. It's almost midnight. Beware the chimes, he said. Yeah, hurry, Luke. I think it's set to go off at 12.
I can see the detonator. I think it's removable, but if it touches the side of the metal casing, it'll go up. All of you get outside. It's not worth the risk.
I'm going nowhere.
We'll finish this together.
Mind if I shoot off?
But how to remove it safely? Think, Lucius, think!
20 seconds.
Of course! My vacuum-powered corkscrew, the last gadget I grabbed from the lab. Nearly there.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.
Here it comes.
Oh, well done, Luke.
With a second to spare.
Mind if I have the dynamite?
That's Lillard, Braithwaite, Waplington and Beresford all safely locked up, along with Superintendent Norton.
What about Edwin, Teddy and Adelaide?
Vanished. We'll keep up the search a while longer.
If they've any sense, they'll be in hiding for a long while yet. What about Cornelius?
Patched up and recovering in hospital. Then I'm afraid he'll be headed to the cells as well.
Long overdue.
And Travers?
Scarcely worth searching. He'll be long gone. Again.
At least until he hears the bomb didn't detonate.
Then he'll start all over again.
Yes, I'm rather afraid he might. I'm sorry. All of you, this is all my fault.
Finally, we agree on something.
About the bomb. I've had an idea on that front.
Go on.
Was that?
The house on Leander Close was derelict, needed pulling down regardless. This way the papers will report the explosion and Travers will presume all went to plan.
That's perfect.
I see.
What happens if he comes back to London, though?
Yes, that's the drawback to the plan. I can keep you out of his line of sight, but...
It means we'll have to disappear.
Like Adelaide?
Judging by that warehouse of his, he's pretty hell-bent on keeping tabs on you, so if you're to stay out of harm's way, well...
You're saying we got to go on the run?
More like witness protection. Though as far as Travers and the papers will be concerned, we'll have to report that you perished in the explosion.
People will think we're dead.
As far as the taxman's concerned, I already am. Twice.
I can arrange transport out of the city and send lads round to fetch whatever you want from the agency, but you'll need to be gone before the morning. Either that or stay and see what Travers does next.
What do you think, Inspector?
I think some time away might do us good. Yeah, it's been quite the eventful year since Miss Vaughan showed up. A change of scene wouldn't be a bad thing. If you'll all agree, of course.
Wherever you go, Inspector, I go. I promised.
Good man, Vercluse. Laura.
Just try and stop me.
Constance.
Do we get to change our names?
Probably wise to, yes.
Can I pick yours?
Well...
Deal?
I'll get things moving.
Well then, so long, dear old London.
We'll be back, Luke. It's not forever.
You're going to go after Travers, aren't you?
Want him to tie you up again, do you? Sicko.
Until he's in a cell, I can't be sure any of you are safe. Not truly. You shouldn't have to run away and change your names because of what's passed between me and him. I owe it to all of you. I'll find him.
We'll find him.
Whatever it takes.
Jesus Christ, I wish that twat had shot me now.
Come on. Sun's coming up. Yeah, time we were off.
Where will we go, do you think? South Coast?
I've always fancied seeing the Lake District.
Got it.
What?
Your new name.
Oh, God. Let me guess. Detective Dunce? Inspector Ineptitude? Sergeant Shit for Brains?
Don't be so crude. No, from now on, you can be known as Constable Cat.
Inspector Murder Inspects was created by Dario Knight and Gareth Johnson. It starred Alistair Sanderson as the Inspector, Emily Pugh as Laura, Joe Pratt as Constance, and Andrew Faber as Luke Vercluse, with Brian Murray as Travers, Stephanie Hull as Adelaide, Gareth Johnson as Edwin and Beresford, Andrew Shaw as Teddy, Philip Donnelly as Cornelius, David Alt as Detective Davies, Archie Wilson as Norton, Katie Herbert as Lillard, Robert Aldington as Braithwaite, Daniel McGinty as Waplington, and John North as the Guard. Music was by Kevin MacLeod and Matt Black, and editing by Gareth Johnson. It was produced and directed by Dario Knight for Unbound.